flying. Or are they? Right. Yeah, follow the gulls. Follow them. They're geese, I swear. Stay. Lay down. Look right to your... too far. Lay down. Jasmine. Lay down. Lay down. What's that noise he's making? It's like singing. Here we go. I'm doing the same. Stay. 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 Where'd they get up from, the reservoir? Okay. Here they go. Stay. Stay.
Do we try to scoot to the right?
Might be wise to. I still see a bunch out there. Yeah. Lay down. Yeah. Yes, they are. Stay.
I got two.
Oh, nice. I got one.
What a murdering dog. That's a good girl.
Hold on.
You coming our way?
There's more to our left, too.
Yeah, she's got one. Is that one? I don't know if that one's yours or mine, but so we've got three down for sure.
Yeah, unless we both shot at the same one, we might have.
Could have both shot the same.
Yeah. Glad we moved when we did.
What a good girl.
Bring them all to the road, Jazz.
Anything's turning?
Oh my God. Yeah, but they're going out over the swamp. Oh, the ducks.
You guys are good. You guys are lying.
Yep, we did get 3. She just brought the other one up to the road.
Oh,
These ducks.
it's not as bad as last time.
Yeah.
6 shells over.
Right.
It's just,
And they're bigger this time.
yeah, look at the size of those. Big, thick ones.
They're all good sizes too. Cool.
What do you think? What do you want to do?
Wait a little while longer, see if these geese
Fly in?
do fly in.
Almost.
Snow geese.
Look at the size of that snow goose.
They don't. They're doing it on purpose.
See if I can get one. Probably not.
Keep. What? They're still out there.
After school or whatever, I would always practice like quick drawing my 12 gauge.
Yeah.
I always practice just like, this is how I've always carried it. I always practice just, flipping it.
Yeah.
Paid off.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Fetch.
Go get him. Fetch. Go get him.
Fetch.
Go get him.
Right.
Yeah. Fetch.
Go.
Fetch.
Go.
Go.
Right there. Go. Good girl.
Good girl.
Fetch.
Good girl. Yeah. She's actually grabbing him now, unlike last time. Good girl.
Come here. Good girl.
Good girl. That's the first time I've ever seen her grab him right in the middle.
Good girl.
Good girl.
You drop it? Or not? Right there's cool.
Perfect.
That's cool.
No way. Five. We have a 5 now. Mm. Two shells left.
Oh, I got some.
Oh, okay. Get him! Fetch! Go get him! Get him, Jess! Fetch! Go get him! Get him! Fetch! Fetch! Go get him! Good girl. Come. Good girl. Sit. There you go. Girl.
Jasmine.
Over there.
Hopefully this one comes out a little better. I just literally have to cover the flash with my hand.
Thank you.
Cool. Now you can.
Okay, so first I'll turn the stove top to medium and put the oven onto 375 degrees. Then I'll get my pot, add a few tablespoons of oil. I use bear grease in this case. Once the oil is hot, add 2 to 3 goose breasts. I butterfly them to get them to cook more evenly. And they seem to fit in the pan just perfectly that way. Then I add chunks of fat since the goose is so lean. You can substitute this with extra oil or butter. Once that's cooking, I slice up an onion, better than me preferably. Then I also slice a stick of celery. Sear the meat on each side for about 5 minutes. I do 3 to 4 flips totaling about 15 or 20 minutes. Once done, take the meat out and the fat out and set it aside. Leave the oil in the pot. Then I take the onion and the celery and place it into the remaining oil and stir occasionally until it starts to turn golden brown, which usually takes between 5 or 10 minutes. Once that's done, I add a scoop of tomato paste and about a 1/4 cup of flour and stir that for about a minute. After about a minute, I add the 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Stir it all together. And then add about half a bottle of red wine, more or less, depending on how you like it. You could also substitute this for broth if you prefer. Once that's all stirred together, I add some garlic powder. You can do garlic cloves as well, it's up to you. And then add a touch of Worcestershire sauce. And then stir it all together. Once it's all stirred, I add the meat and the fat back. Not burying it in the sauce, leaving it sticking out a bit. Then I place it into the oven. Leave it there for a little bit more than 3 hours in this case. And then I add a few potatoes as well. I'll leave them in there for about an hour. Oh yeah, and you're supposed to keep the lid on the pot in this case, for the first part. After about an hour or so, you should be easily able to pierce the potatoes, remove them from the oven, and set aside for later. Then I take a few carrots and I'll cut them up into about even-sized pieces. I leave the skin on, but it's up to you whether you want to leave them on or not. Right, then I take the pot out. It's about a little over 3 hours later. And here I'll check the meat to see if it's starting to fall apart. If it's starting to fall apart a bit, then it's time to add the carrots. And you just want to leave them on top, barely into the sauce. And then I add a little bit more stock for more liquid. Now place the pot back into the oven and leave this time uncovered for about an hour. While I wait for that, I cut up the potatoes in halves, and then I'll scoop out the potato meat from inside and leave the skins. I overcooked them a little bit in this case, so that's why I'm struggling a bit. Now I get out a separate pot for the potatoes. Add a large glob of butter and melt that down on low heat. Once the butter's melted, add in the potatoes. Then I mash them, adding milk as I go until you get the desired texture that you want. Once it's complete, just cover it up and just set it aside until the rest is done. And now the stew should be ready after about an hour. So after about an hour, just remove the pot from the oven. And you want to test the carrots. I prefer mine a little bit firm, but leave it in longer if you prefer them softer. Test the meat, it's coming apart perfectly. And then I start the stir, breaking up the big chunks of meat as I go. Then I add a bit of salt, some pepper as well, and continue to stir it in. Once that's all stirred up, I get a second fork and I begin breaking apart all the chunks of meat that's still in there until it's all shredded. And there we have it. Then I take the plate, take a scoop of the stew with the carrots, and then take a scoop of potato as well. And there we go. Alright, now for the taste test. I've never made this before, so see how it is. Heavy on the white red wine, but it's very good.